Greetings, people of Earth, and welcome to the third floor as we take on our AFC NFC divisional weekend. Woo! What a wild card weekend we had, huh? Bucks are out. See you later. Nice. Thanks for showing up, guys. Appreciate it. The most competitive game of the weekend, and we're on the losing end on a doink in. Every other kicker that hit a freaking field goal that hit it upright since the playoffs started, since almost week 17, every one out. Off the crossbar. No good. Doink, 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 doink. This guy doink in, win. See you later. They go. Well, congratulations, Redskins. And careful what you wish for, because now you got the Lions. All right. We're going to break all this down. That is the late game today. That is the second game. Redskins and the Lions. But the first game of the weekend is the Texans and Kansas City. Now, if you remember last week, I did pick the Chargers, and it was a good game. It was a very good game, competitive game for a while there, but an absolute incredible performance by the Houston defense pulled it off. I mean, they shut down the Chargers, and the Chargers couldn't get going, and I think it's the best defense the Texans have played all year. And yeah, surprise? Not really, because it was a possible shootout type game, and that's why I was leaning towards the Chargers. I figured, Stafford would get her done, but I mean, figured he'd get it done, but nope. He couldn't get out of his own way. But hey, Stroud stepped up, man. He looked awesome. He really did. And like I said, Chargers I don't know. They just didn't look ready to play. All right, so let's get this show going here. All right, where are we? Here is the wild card wrap up. As we look at it here, Bill's taking out Denver, of course. We'll let them roll while we go through a couple things here. Yeah, so before we get into the weekend picks and all that other stuff, like I said, breaking down last week, the Tampa game was absolutely horrible on my end. I mean, very competitive game, but when you lose like that, man. But if you're going to lose, I don't know. Yes, things could have been a lot different in the third quarter and the fourth quarter for sure, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I don't know. Maybe some changes next year in Tampa. Who knows? We'll find out. I don't think anything major or anything big will happen. But yet they're one and done and gone. Denver, it was competitive for a minute, and then the Bills just took over. Ravens absolutely dominating the Steelers. The score does not indicate anything about that game or the way that game was played by the Ravens. Just absolutely phenomenal. I think Lamar Jackson, was it 5 straight calls for his own number? It's just phenomenal. And then Derrick Henry, once he got his engine going, they got so many weapons. And wait till we get to that game, because that is definitely, without a doubt, the game of the freaking week that everybody's going to be tuning in for and everything else. Ravens Bills, what a freaking matchup, and a perfect time, Sunday night, the last game of the weekend. It is going to be freaking cold. It's already snowing in Buffalo today, so I think they're talking maybe it's going to be like 10 below, something like that. So a lot to get into there. And then Minnesota and the Lions. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, but I was pretty much on that one. I didn't think Darnold I didn't think they had a chance in hell. to take out the Lions. It just wasn't happening. Lions gave him some opportunities there in the beginning and stuff like that, but once they tightened down, bro, when you sack somebody, you sack somebody. But they put up a number 9 sacks in that game. Holy shit, that was phenomenal. What a brutal performance on defense by the Lions. And let's not forget, man, these Lions are playing with a lot of backup, man, because remember, they got stung a couple weeks ago. And speaking of stung and physical, the Packers-Eagles game was the most physical game of the weekend. Packers had opportunity again, just couldn't get it done. I guess I was wrong about the young quarterback being ready for it. But when you got Hurts and you got Barkley and you got Brown, it's tough to overcome that, especially if you're not playing up to your total potential of what you got. And they didn't get the breaks. Things didn't go their way. They hung in there to make it a game. But in the long run, the Packers disappointed me. So they say goodbye. But the Eagles didn't look all that strong. So we'll see where we go because they got a tough matchup with the Rams. But anyway, let's get into this. So our two games today, the early game, Houston Texans, Kansas City Chiefs at Arrowhead, and the Redskins visit the Lions. I don't even, what's the, it used to be Ford Field. Is it still Ford Field? I don't know. I don't pay much attention to stadium names, to be freaking honest with you. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? All right, let's get into this. Let's get into last week, our division. How'd we do? We did the 6 games. We were 2-4 and 2-4 and 1-5. 1-5 in the over and unders. I told you we go over first week. We go over. We did a little different this week. We'll see that in the picks when we get to them as we break it down right now. So let's get into this. Let's see what we got here. Like I said, we'll move on to the first game, which is the Texans and the Chiefs in Arrowhead. Texans, Chiefs. Okay. As the numbers are rolling across there, we're going to take the Texans. We're taking the Texans. Look, this is a couple things can happen here in this game. Like I said last week, like I've always said all along, there has to be an upset somewhere. Somewhere, there has to be an upset. So if we're going to find an upset game, where can you find an upset game? Does this have the possibilities of that being an upset? Because if the Ravens take out the Bills, that's not an upset. Redskins take out the Lions, that's an upset. Rams take over the Eagles, that's not an upset. Texans take out the Chiefs, that's an upset. I think if the Texans play a consistent game, offense and defense, I'm not saying they have to move the ball like the fucking 49ers of the 80s or the Cowboys of the 90s. I ain't saying that. Cut the field in half. Field position is key here. Third downs are key here. The running game is absolutely stellar important. I can't even put enough emphasis on how important the running game is in this game. Of all the games all coming up, the running game in this game is going to be the most important, and third down is going to be super duper important. We'll look at it because I got the third down numbers. I got the third down numbers for you, and I believe yes. So why that's going? There's your third down comparisons of the matchups for this week's games. Now the Texans on offense, 37.7. They are tied for 19th, middle of the road. Their defense, 35.9, tied for 6th. That's important because when we look at the offense of the Chiefs, they're ranked second, 48.5. That's big, man. That's fucking huge. But on defense, they're 43-3, and they're tied for 26th. So this is a really weird kind of a matchup for third down stuff. But let's see. I'm going to give the edge here to the Texans. I think they can win the game. But if they wind up on the short end of the stick, they're definitely going to cover. They're definitely going to cover. So it would be difficult not to take the points, which is what is it on this one? 8.5? No, this one's 9. All right. So the line moved at the original opening. I think the original opening was 8.5, but now it's gone to 9. That's probably got to do with the weather, for sure. The weather will be a factor all weekend. Like I said, in Buffalo, it's snowing right now in Buffalo. So tomorrow, there should be some snow on the ground, remnants of it, but it's going to be freaking cold in Buffalo tomorrow. It is going to be cold in Philadelphia tomorrow. That's for sure. But what we got here is we got teams that can cut, like, well, the Rams ain't accustomed to playing in 0-degree weather. So, yeah, advantage Philly there. But when you got a team that's playing at the level the Rams have been playing the last few weeks, you warm up quick. But here in this game, I'm going to take the Texans plus the 9, and the over under is 41 and a half. And I believe I took the over in this. We'll double check that because I'll put the picks up there in a minute. But in the first game, yeah, I'm going to call the upset. I do think that the Texans can beat the Chiefs. Uh, Look, Kelsey and Mahomes hasn't thrown a pass since Christmas Day. Some say that's good. Some say that's bad. I say it's bad. I say it's absolutely real bad. That's a long time to go. A month of not throwing a football in a game action. Sorry, but then again, you got Andy Reid as the wild card there that can definitely have a team ready and prepared for that situation. But let's see what happens here. Keep an eye on this game. This game could be more than what most people are calling for as a blowout. I don't see it that way. And like I said, if the Texans don't win, I'm definitely sure that they can cover this. They're strong enough. Their defense showed me enough to believe in them as far as that goes. So it would be very difficult not to believe that they can't sustain and stay in this game and possibly win it. Maybe a late field goal, late drive, or a big turnover somewhere along the line in the third quarter to sway the game the other way. I would look for the third quarter, like maybe the 10 after. Once you get to the 10-minute mark and under in the third quarter, man, the tide of the game always changes. So let's pay attention to that from about the 10-minute mark of the third quarter to the end of the game, see what happens there. Like I said, we'll find out. Texans over the Chiefs. Yeah, I'm calling it. Why not? The second game today is a extremely interesting game. More so because, I guess, because of what everybody's anticipating as far as blowout city. Hey, I get it, man. It's Lions. It's this. It's that. It's whatever. Come on, but this is a big matchup here, man. This young kid showed me something last week that was by far a very mature performance for a quarterback in that type of situation. Going on the road, man. Look, I'm not saying Tampa's got the toughest place to win, man, but when you're at home, man, in the playoffs, you got to get the crowd in early, man. And the crowd just wasn't in this game early. Tampa Bay, I don't know, they went away from their what seemed to me to be their game plan, just feed Bucky and feed Evans, and somehow we got away from that and wound up on a losing end, moving the Redskins on. But you know what? Sometimes when you get when you wish for something, you get something ah, like these guys. So gotta be careful what you wish for sometimes. Um, Taking the Lions plus what are the lines? Minus 8.5. Wow. Yeah. We let me see something here real quick. 'Cause I'm almost forgetting what I did. I'm almost forgetting what I did here. No, we're taking the Redskins in the 8.5. That's right. That's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's why I'm off because I'm even surprising myself with my picks this week. Yeah, we're good. We got the Redskins on the road at the Lions. You got a 55.5 over. We're gonna take the over 55.5. And by the way, the Chiefs Texans was 41.5. We're taking the over 41.5. Texans +9 and over 41.5 in the first game. Second game, we're taking the Redskins +8.5 and over 55.5. And I'm taking the Redskins based on a couple things. One, I think they cover. Two, I don't think they win the game. Three, it's going to be a shootout because I don't think either defense could sustain either quarterback, to be totally honest with you. So this is going to be one of those type of games. Shootout? No, no. You'll, like I said, you probably have the Lions ahead 5 to 7 points the whole game. Redskins keep it close, but won't pull it off. But they should cover this game, man. I hope they cover. I'm picking them to cover. But other than that, you got Montgomery back, and Gibbs, 1-2 punch. That's going to be difficult. St. Brown, that's going to be difficult. The tight end, I can't think of his name offhand. Forgive me. I'm sorry, but he's tough. A lot of weapons. And a beat up defense that is playing like a fucking all pro team. So, yeah, crazy bet, but not all that crazy with 8.5 points. So we'll take the Redskins at 8.5. And that'll bring us to the Sunday games. So let's do this here because I got fucking shit fucking ticking all over. Oh, third down comparisons of the Redskins and Lions. Um, this is interesting. I remember when I looked at this. This was a little. Let's see. As far as the Redskins go on third downs on the third down offense. Redskins come in at 45.6% on third down, and that gives them sixth. Redskins are sixth on third down in the defense. They are 38.2. That's 15th, middle of the road. Good. It's a good number. Below 40. Anything below 40 on third down is good. Now, the Lions offense is fourth with 47.8. So we got an interesting matchup right off the bat offensively for third downs. And in defense, it really gets interesting. You got the 15th against the first, 32-4. Lions are freaking stone cold tough on third down. So this is going to be really interesting on third down. And again, this game too, who's going to establish the run? You got a 1-2 punch. You got Gibbs and Montgomery for the Lions. And then on the Redskins side of the ball, you got Daniels. He's the leading rusher on the team. So look to contain him. Tampa put two guys on him, and he still ran crazy. And then you got Robinson, who is basically he's a good running back. 800 yards, 799 to be precise. Not a bad year. But if they can establish the run between Daniels and Robinson, they just equaled Montgomery and Gibbs. That's why I'm saying this could be a tighter game than most people think. And I got to say the Lions will probably beat the Redskins, but I don't see them beating them by 8.5. And the Redskins absolutely would need a miracle to pull this off. And I just don't see today being the miracle day, so to speak. So that's that. Now let's go to the next games, which are Sunday's games. What's the first game on Sunday? The first game on Sunday would be that's going to be the Rams and the Eagles. That's the first game. That's going to be freaking cold, man. It's going to be cold and windy in Philly. And cold in Philly and drunk Philly fans, you got to take them out of the game early because you want them to turn as fast as you humanly possibly can. And I look for the Rams to take this game. I'm looking for the Rams to win this game. Plus 6.5, 42.5 over under. I believe I took the over in this game again. Forgive me, I can't remember everything. There's a lot of look at all this shit I just put together. I can't remember it all. It's all boggling in my mind, but I know I took the Rams plus 6.5 over the Eagles because I don't like the Eagles. Plain and simple. I don't like Philly. Plain and simple. You know, being from Jersey, it's just the way it is. Filthy Philadelphia. You can almost smell the urine on our side of the state. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna look for the Rams to take this one down and just go with it. They're a tough team, man. Rams. The problem with the Rams is when they get hot, they're how do you stop them? How do you stop them? You know, teams are finding out these last few weeks. It's hard to stop these guys. It really is. So, yeah, let's. Do we put the right game up? What do we got going here? Yeah, we got that going. Okay. Um, Sorry, guys. A little confused here. There we go. I thought I put it up. I didn't. There it is. Okay. So we'll stick with that. Like I said, Rams. Rams are definitely clicking and definitely playing tough. Defense looks good. And like I said, Philly, I just don't like them. And to be honest with you, like last week, they didn't look all that good. And the Packers, if the Packers played like the Packers played all fucking year, we're moving on with the Packers, man. We got a whole different fucking lineup this weekend, for sure. But the Packers decided kind of not to play. And I shouldn't say not play, but they just, nothing went their way. Drop balls, turnovers, sacks, bad timing. Bad clock management. You know, there was a handful of things right there. But they won it. And like I said, when you got Hurts, Barkley, and Brown, hard to beat. You got to contain them. So I think that the Rams step up here and pull it off in Philly for sure. I mean, be honest. The Rams came on and won games and made plays exactly when they had to, and they've been doing it for pretty much the last 6 weeks, at least the last 5 weeks. They've been playing incredible football. So it's no surprise to me they come in here and just take care of these guys. As far as your third down comparison here with the Rams and the Eagles, it is it's not as chilling as the last matchup. I can tell you that. Rams offense coming in at 36.8. That's tied for 23rd. Like I said, if you're not over 40% on third down, you got offensive troubles. But then again, if you make big plays on second down, you don't have to worry about third down. But anyway, their defense is 40.7. They're 20th. Not too bad. You're at the 40% mark. When you come in against an offense that is ranked 10th at 41.7, makes it a little tough. So you have to step it up a little bit. Probably make it as much as you can as third and long. Philly's defense is 35.5, and that is third in the league. So, again, we got a stout defense going up against a rough offense as far as third down comparisons go. But, hey, we're going to stick with the Rams because I like the Rams going into this game. To be honest with you, I would like the Rams no matter who they were playing this week. Just because of the way they've been playing. So it's kind of hard to stay away from teams like that. It's almost the same scenario as I said with Houston. Again, Houston made plays when they had to, won the division early. Granted, the competition in the division wasn't all that, but you know what? You still won your fucking division. I don't care how you win your fucking division, you win it. Seattle won it at 7-9 one year. Okay, they won the division and they did damage when in the fucking playoffs. Okay, because they wound up with a home game at 7-9. It's just the way it goes, man. It's just the way it goes. Even though they were 7-9, somehow they turned it on in the playoffs. I mean, they bounced out of it later, but still, they were there. 7-9. Holy Christ! But yeah, we'll move on to the next game here, the final game of the weekend. which to everybody is just flat out the game of the week. Where do you go here? This is a tough one because there's a lot of fucking things going on here. Weather, you can throw it out because Baltimore is used to playing in all kinds of conditions. Buffalo is used to playing in all kinds of conditions. You're in Buffalo. Baltimore shows no fear of playing anywhere in the NFL and could play under any circumstances in the NFL, including that of weather or a hostile environment. And I'm not saying Buffalo is a hostile environment, but it is a loud, contagious, infectious crowd. The Bills Mafia. The Bills Mafia is phenomenal fan base. However, it is extremely hard to take them out of a game, even when the Bills are losing, which is a very rare situation at home. So you got to do a little bit more than the normal team going on the road to take a crowd down. Normally, you can get the Philly crowd to turn in a heartbeat. Trust me, because they're just the most unintelligent fans in the world. Eagle fans, flat out. Sorry, you don't like it? Tough. That's the way it is. New York fans of football and baseball will always outdo anybody from Philadelphia, flat out. So the Ravens, we're taking the Ravens. They are -1. Being a favorite on the road in Buffalo is telling you that even Vegas is saying this is a game. I checked the line. I checked the line. I checked the line. I checked the line. It is still at -1. It'll probably stay at -1. I don't think it'll move to a pick'em. If it moves to a pick'em, it's the same as -1. I mean, how much is a point? A point's either going to give you a push. There's no other way. Unless you blow them out. So the -1 is basically a pick'em. So we're picking the Ravens here. I'm picking the Ravens based on their defense, and I'm based on Lamar Jackson staying mature and playing to the level he is capable of playing. And if he continues to play the way he's been playing, people, we will be talking about this game for a minute. Trust me on that. If Lamar has an off game, Josh Allen has a stellar game, we're going to be talking about this game for a minute. If Josh Allen has a shitty game and Lamar tears it up, we'll be talking about this game for a minute. Regardless of the outcome of this game, we will be talking about this matchup for some time to come. This is a massive, massive playoff game. A game of this level at this stage of the playoffs is extremely, extremely rare. Except when you had matchups in the 80s, because a lot of the matchups in the 80s were just incredible matchups. You didn't get 8.5s, 9.5s. You didn't get that. Trust me. I know. I bet them back then. You were getting 4.5, 3, 2. It's just one of those you wait for. This is almost a fantasy matchup in a way. And you know what? I can tell you one thing, and as crazy as it is, DraftKings and all those other fucking happy horse shit, fucking stupid gambling and online fucking companies putting people in fucking whatever. That's a whole nother fucking ball game. You all know what I'm talking about. They're making it way too easy for the person who has a gambling problem. I don't give a fuck what numbers you put underneath every fucking ad every 10 minutes. Pete Rose ain't in the Hall of Fame because he gambled. And yet you could fucking sit in your fucking living room and gamble on every fucking play. Stop, will you, with the fucking hypocritical fuckers? Pisses me off. Boy, this has got a lot to do with the matchup. But yeah, that's how intense this fucking matchup has made me. This is intense. I can't wait for this fucking game. So let's see what happens in one of the most classic matchups in a long time in the NFL playoffs. Yeah, I'm talking even bigger than like Burrows and Mahomes and the championships and Brady and no. That ain't this type of game. This game is a different game. This game is there's so much going on in this game. Do you realize we got Hall of Famers? First round Hall of Famers in this game. We got first round Hall of Famers in Kansas City game. We got there's so many first round Hall of Famers in these freaking 4 games than I think we ever had in a long time. In a long fucking time. So let's cherish this moment and let's cherish this matchup. So when we look at it, we got we're gonna have a great game here. And we're gonna take the Ravens, like I said, in a -1. The over under on this game is 51.5. I know for sure we're taking the under. I do think you're going to see both defenses have to step up. Both defenses have to step up. And you got two of the best coaches to do that, to step up their defenses. You got two great coordinators in defense to step up their defensive coordination. Look, I'm a defensive guy. I love the kicking game. This is my dream. You got two incredible kickers here, and well, actually, you got the greatest probably one of the greatest kickers in the game, in Justin Tucker. A little rough for a minute there, but it's Justin Tucker. And in crucial situations, man, give me Justin Tucker right now. Before that, if you ask me who do I want kicking for me, I'd say Jason Elam every fucking day of the week. Every day of the week, give me Jason Elam. Give me Jason Elam. Justin Tucker's in that category. There's a couple kickers in that category with Justin Tucker. And Justin Tucker's in the category with some really great kickers of the past. This game could come down to a field goal. And if it comes down to a field goal all day long, if Justin Tucker's foot's on the other end, game. Sorry, it's the way it is. So when we look at this game and break it down, the running game. Wow. Cook versus Henry. Again, third down conversions, third down stops, and the running game win you championships at this level during this time of the year going on to the Super Bowl. And a team that can consistently do that is your winner. Okay? We all know that. Defense, special teams are the most important thing when it comes to playoffs. Ask anybody. Yeah, they'll say, hey, you need a good passing game, you need this, you need that. No, you need a running game, and you need to stop the other fucker on third down. And that wins you championships. And every game this week, with the matchups I showed you on the third downs, all that's saying comes down to that. Who gives you a better running game here? How could you not say Derrick Henry? When you go to quarterbacks, you're looking at two possible MVP guys. Okay? The matchup is insane. But lo and behold, man, I got Harbaugh on one side, I got Lamar Jackson, I got Derrick Henry. I got an amazing defense. So why not go with the Ravens? Why not go with the Bills? All right. If this game was in Baltimore, it'd be the same thing. It'd probably be a -1 for the Ravens. Or it probably would have been a pick 'em if it was in Baltimore. Probably. But either way, -1, pick 'em, same fucking bet. Same exact bet. You're taking the same chance. So we'll roll with that. Look for the Ravens to take out the Bills tomorrow in the last game of the playoffs, and setting up for an incredible matchup, possibly the way I'm looking at it, between the Ravens and Texans. And like I said, the Lions are going to win but not cover. So look for the Lions and the Rams in the NFC Championship game. And we'll go from there. But that's the way it looks in the picks right now. So, yeah, there's your 4 games this weekend. Bills third down are their 7th, 41-1. Their defense is 43.8, and that's tied for 28th. Damn, I missed the numbers. Missed the numbers for the Ravens, but they're stout enough on third down. Here, I'll give you their third downs because I missed it. The Ravens on third down on offense are 48.2. That's freaking huge, and that gives them third in the NFL. That's stout. And the Bills on offense on third down are 44.1, and that gives them seventh. So we got an insane matchup on third down as far as offense is concerned. So it comes down to defense, and the edge again goes to the Ravens, 39.8, just under 40%, and that ties them for 17th. And the Bills on defense are tied 28th out of 32 teams at 43.8, just over 40%, and that is incredible. So look, that's right there, man. Right there, man. That's trouble right there. There's our picks. Texans +9. We'll take the over at 41.5. Taking the Redskins at 8.5, 55.5 over. We took the over in that game. Yeah, it's going to be a high scoring game for sure. The Rams, we're taking the Rams +6.5. The Eagles 42.5. We're taking the over. Okay, so we're good on that. Ravens -1 at the Bills. The over under 51.5, and we are going under on that one. Oh, and then we decided to throw in the championship. I hate college. College just turned me off this year with the way they fucking did this. Whatever. So you're telling me the championship game is whatever. But we said, you know what? Let's do a pick. So number 6 Ohio State at number 5 Notre Dame in New Orleans. On Monday night, we're taking Notre Dame +8.5. 44.5 is the over under. Why not go over? You got to go over on college. You could go on all night. So there you go. There's our picks. And on the bottom, what do I got running on the bottom? Oh, I've given you the Ravens and everybody's run down there of that other game. So there you go. That'll give you the third downs. I mean, that'll give you who's doing what there. So again, classic matchup. Last game Sunday, Ravens and Bills in Buffalo in the super cold. Philly and the Rams on Sunday around it's 3:30 on the East Coast, but it's going to be cold and windy. Again, some tough matchups. The only teams that are happy are fucking the Redskins and the Lions playing indoors in Detroit. So it doesn't matter much what the weather is there. And then Houston and Kansas City, and of course it's going to be brutally cold. I heard that I think the early forecast was extremely windy, cold and windy, and that doesn't make good for anything, really for either team. But we'll see what happens there. So that's everything going on this weekend, man. So it looks like we're going to have a good one, man. Was thinking I might be back after the late game, which is the late game today, Washington and Detroit. After that, I might come back on. I'm not sure. I got to see how it goes. Granddaughter's coming. Son's coming down. Spend the weekend with us, 3-day weekend. MLK Day on Monday. MLK, my man. Abraham Lincoln and MLK are my 2 favorite Americans of all time. That's just the way it is. When it comes to that, Abraham Lincoln and MLK are my 2 main mosees from the USA. All right. Yeah, I might be back after that. I'll definitely be back Tuesday. I know last week we were supposed to do a couple shows, but life decided to, kick you in the nuts again. So I had a lot of shit I had to take care of. All taken care of. We should be back and good. But Tuesday night to wrap up all 4 games and look forward to the divisional playoffs. The division championships, and move on to Super Bowl Sunday. And like I said, we will have a special Super Bowl Sunday show. We will have a pregame, a halftime, and a postgame on Super Bowl Sunday. 3 games. So who feels like sitting through all this halftime bullshit? Come join me for some real fucking breakdowns of the game instead of listening to the same talking heads tell you the same talking shit all the time and trying to be different and trying to be funny and all that other happy horse shit. Come here. We'll entertain you for a little while. We'll keep you going. I guarantee you I guarantee you we'll keep you going. For sure. I had something I wanted to do, but what the fuck? Where are we at? What is going on here? Fuck. All right, I don't know where it's at. Anyway, all right. So we're gonna get out of here. Want you all to have a great day, enjoy the games, and we'll see you probably a little later, possibly. You never know. You never know when we're gonna pop up. Okay, it's just that way. You never know when we're gonna pop up. So we'll be around. Like I said, we might be back after the two games tonight, depending on how quiet it is here, so I can record. If not, see you Tuesday night, my friends. We're out of here. Enjoy the games. Peace.